Hello, everybody, and welcome to Next Level Women in Software event. My name is Kelsey. I'm from the HighLevel team, and I am stoked for this 5-day virtual event where you will be able to listen to HighLevel's top entrepreneurs, innovators, just this amazing lineup of women leaders that we have in the community. I am so excited to see them share their insights, experiences, and their strategies as we continue to learn how they developed and grew all of their digital marketing businesses. Over the next 5 days, we have some amazing people lined up. We have visionary speakers like Allie, Bloyd, Karen Hite, Amanda Dake, Bridget Bartlett, Paige Batcher, Pamela Dale, Carrie Green, Raheen Jara, Molly Mahoney, and Tyler Chow. Every single day, they'll be sharing their insights. Because this is a virtual event, we're stoked to welcome people from everywhere. And please, please, please drop all of your insights, everything that you're finding exciting into the chat. All of these women are going to be sharing tips about leadership, career growth, technical strategies, and more. So get ready and get excited for this amazing week where we have so many amazing speakers coming up. So for these next 5 days, again, be prepared, take lots of notes, drop any questions that you have, and get excited. The very first speaker that we have coming up is the amazing Allie Bloyd. I've known Allie for a few years now. Her energy is absolutely infectious. If you haven't met Allie before, she is a podcast host, a consultant, and a Facebook ad pro. Allie is known in the industry for helping businesses scale through strategic marketing, and as a true marketing juggernaut, she's really helped empower small businesses and countless entrepreneurs with her expertise in lead generation, in sales funnels, and in paid advertising. So get ready to dive into some game-changing content and get insights from one of the absolute best in the industry. Please join me in welcoming Allie Bloyd.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited to do this training for you today. So I'm hyped that HighLevel decided to put on something specifically for female entrepreneurs. And as I was getting this presentation together, I realized, wow, I really don't have anything that has ever been specifically focused on females. And females definitely deal with unique challenges, and they also have unique skills that they can utilize. So I thought this was a great opportunity to put something together that would really focus on the things that I personally would love to hear as a female entrepreneur, and some things that I know just based on all the clients that I work with, that I tend to see a little bit more with females. So I've never given this presentation before. It's going to be kind of a mix of different things. And I do hope that all of these things will be incredibly valuable to you. So first and foremost, what are we going to cover today? So I'm going to go through 11 different ways that you can make money with HighLevel. And ultimately, it doesn't have to be about HighLevel. There are so many different monetization paths that you can take. And I know a lot of women, they get confused on what's going to be the best option, not just in the short term, but in the long term as well. And so we'll go through those. I'll tell you about my experiences doing each because I do all of them. And then hopefully that will give you a really good idea of where you may want to start if you're just starting, or things that you might be able to shift into or add on if you're already running a business and utilizing HighLevel in other ways. We're also going to talk about AI. So over the last several years, I've gotten really, really into AI. I was very skeptical of AI at first. I thought it was, evil and it was going to replace humans and all this stuff. And while that's obviously a concern that I think is still valid, I've seen the absolute transformation that it's been able to give me in my own life and in my own business. And I do find that most people are not even using it to a fraction of its capability. So I want to give you some really easy use cases today, some things that I think will have exponential impact in your business and just kind of get your wheels turning on how you might use AI in other areas of your business that maybe you're not considering right now. We're definitely going to talk about custom GPTs for you to save time and scale your business. This is something that myself and my team rely on very, very heavily. And I don't find that too many people are utilizing these within their business, and definitely not in all the ways that they could. So we'll go through some examples, how to set these up, all that good stuff. Then we'll also talk about how you can use AI for your marketing with and without paid ads, sales, and follow-up, because ultimately, whatever your business is, if you're not effectively marketing that business and closing sales, you don't have a business. So my expertise is really in paid media very heavily. So I speak on Meta ads. We do Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, a lot of other forms of advertising as well, such as newsletter advertising. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. This presentation is not really going to go all in on paid ads because I don't know if the people that are watching this right now, if that is what you need the most. So I decided to create something that will definitely tie into that, but is not specific to it so that everyone watching could get value from this today. Ultimately, paid ads and effective sales systems have allowed me to grow a multiple seven-figure per year business, and HighLevel has been a huge part of that. So I'll definitely talk about the ways in which it has changed my own life. And I really want to show you how you can leverage these tools to create not just a thriving business, but a business that serves you and the life that you want to lead. So again, this is not just about growth, it's about avoiding burnout and the ways that these new technological advancements are going to be able to help you do it. As I mentioned, it doesn't really matter what kind of business you have. You could be a small business owner, which is a huge group of people that I work with, coaches, consultants, marketing agencies, service providers, and ultimately, if you don't have a business yet, this could be a great one for you. I know as a parent and as a wife and a daughter and a sister and a friend, your business can ultimately bring you freedom, or it can trap you in a prison of your own making. And it's really a shame when you're making a lot of money, but it's stealing everything else in your life from you. And women definitely have some different challenges and perspectives on these things that I certainly think you're going to be able to benefit from. So my goal by the end of this training is for you to have different offers or business models to consider, strategies that will help you get more done and done more effectively with your marketing and sales so that you can have more time to enjoy your life and do the things that you truly love. So just a little bit about me. I'm Allie Bloyd. If you're not familiar with me, I have been in business since 2018, so about 7 years, and it's been a wild ride. My business has grown and evolved and changed so many different ways since that took place, and I am excited to kind of talk you through the different evolutions that I've gone through personally. More than anything, I am a wife, and I am a mom of 2 amazing kids. So my daughter, Kenna, is 8 years old. I started my business when she was 1. I actually thought I never wanted kids, and so I was really not super thrilled when I found out I was pregnant. I knew I always wanted to be a business owner, and I was really worried that having children would prevent me from achieving my professional goals and my business goals. But ironically, it was actually the birth of my daughter that pushed me to finally take the leap, quit my job, and start my own business. And that alone has changed my life immensely. So it's so funny how our kids can push us in different ways. And then my son, Cole, he is 2 years old, and I had him also unplanned, but very, very happy for him. And that also pushed me in a different way to automate more in my business. Being pregnant as a business owner, like nobody cares. They don't give you a pregnancy pass. You still have a lot to do. And so my goal was to automate as much as I could. And I wanted to make sure that I could give him the time and attention that I really wanted to give him. And so that has been another big push in my life. I love spending time with my family more than just about anything else. So we also bought a farm 2 years ago. It was really just a raw piece of land. We built a barn dominium and kind of a complex or a compound. We're going to be starting our homestead here. And so those are also things I really enjoy doing. And I want my business to fuel those dreams, not prevent me from actually living those out. So over the last, I guess 7 years, I've personally worked with over 700 business owners to help them with paid media, automation, AI, HighLevel, all of the things that they need to run their marketing and sales systems really effectively, along with their fulfillment and all the other things that go into growing a business. So I've seen a lot of different scenarios, seen a lot of different types of entrepreneurs, and I've really seen the things that they struggle with the most. Outside of that, I've been able to help thousands of other people through my courses and digital products. But ultimately, those things are really just what I love to do on the business side. It's not what I love to do in my entire life. I want to make sure that there's a balance. But thankfully, I have had the blessing of being able to build the SaaS side of my business and win SaaSpreneur awards, the affiliate side of my business, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then I've been so grateful to HighLevel for having me speak at the Level Up Summit at their SaaSpreneur Masterminds. And I just appreciate everything that they do. So what I want to show you is that I practice what I preach in all of these different methods. And so this is not theory. This is based on my real personal experience, as well as the experience that I've had helping so many other business owners. So first, I'll just tell you a little bit how HighLevel changed my life, how I even discovered HighLevel and what it did for me even in the very early stages. So I was running my agency. When I started my business, I was purely a done-for-you service-based agency, and we were running paid ads for our clients. Well, I saw very quickly, and I knew this I'd been a marketing director for 5 years prior to that. I had worked with small businesses for several years even before that. And so I knew already that one of the huge challenges with getting the best ROI on paid media is the follow-up. We want to automate as much as we can, but that follow-up piece is crucial because if you don't have that, you are leaving a ton of money on the table. A lead is a lead until they convert. And so saying, I want more leads, it's not enough. What people really want is more customers. But what I saw was that my customers were not calling their leads. They weren't responding to the messages of their leads. They also didn't have a good way to communicate, like through two-way text message. So in my prior marketing director position, I'd been using all of these different things. We'd been using funnels, we'd been using automations, email marketing, text message marketing, but it was all disjointed. I was using 8 to 10 different platforms just to get everything that I needed. So first and foremost, I wanted a solution that would allow me to consolidate all of that into one place. Being somebody who's really focused on paid media, the tracking and the attribution is critical, but having these leads go through all these different platforms to take different actions, it meant that we were losing data every step of the way. And so the tracking and reporting was much more difficult. But I loved that HighLevel gave us the opportunity to have that conversations tab, that phone calls could be made through the system and that those calls were recorded. We want to make sure that if other team members are talking to those leads, that they're saying the right thing to actually get them to convert, and being able to really have accountability in terms of, has anyone followed up with these leads? Are you responding to the questions and conversations of these leads who want to work with you? Or are you just expecting people to sign up and give you money with no communication, even though your business doesn't sell directly online? So that is when I discovered HighLevel. I found out about it at a mastermind event that I was at, got on it right away, and I went to town. Okay. I just loved this platform. People were, complaining it was glitchy, this, glitchy, that. I was thrilled with what we had, even in the 2019 era. So I loved it. And I saw that it would replace all of these different tools. So first and foremost, I implemented this in my business to be able to automate, track, and do all of the follow-ups that we needed to do under one roof. So that was huge. I had also started a coaching program where I was teaching small business owners how to set up and launch these systems. Yet it's really difficult to teach people, hey, you need 8 to 10 different programs and we're going to have to go through each one and set them up. And you're going to have to connect them all together using Zapier. And if something breaks, your team members aren't going to know how to fix it. And there's going to be too many automations for troubleshooting to be anything other than a nightmare. So that was really what got me into HighLevel to begin with. So from the very, very first days, I was a huge evangelist for this software, and I still am to this day, not because I want to push people to buy the software because it'll help make me money. It's because it has made me money personally in my business, a tremendous amount. And I've helped so many other people do the same. And it's also the easiest solution. Online marketing and tech, it's not easy as a whole if you're unfamiliar with it, but having one platform that can do it all versus having 10 different platforms is going to be so much simpler, especially if you are more of a novice when it comes to the tech side. So we're going to go through 11 different ways that you can make money with HighLevel. And these, again, are things that I use so that you can ideally find the best path for you or find the next path that will complement what you're already doing. So these are the first 3 ways. Number 1, affiliate income. I never sought out to be a high-level affiliate. That was never my objective. I don't consider myself an affiliate marketer. But as I mentioned, I loved this platform so much from day one that I couldn't help but tell people about it. I was excited. I wanted them to get the same benefits that I had been able to achieve from this. And so it really just started with word of mouth. I joke about it with my affiliate manager. For the first maybe 4 years that I was telling people about HighLevel, I didn't even use an affiliate link. I didn't even know about affiliate links, where to get one, why they mattered. I knew the basics, but that was never my objective. So I've gotten hundreds and hundreds of people on this platform that I don't even have credit for because that wasn't the reason I was telling them. It was because I loved it. And whenever you love something, you naturally want to tell people that it can help. And so the cool thing about affiliate that I realized, given that I don't really do affiliate in any other format, was that it is the easiest thing in terms of fulfillment. There is no fulfillment on that. People can create their own affiliate programs that have calls and different things like that, but it's not required. And ultimately, what I make from HighLevel every month pays for all of my bills. It pays for my house, it pays for my cars, it pays for my utilities, and then some. And that's something that I was able to do simply through a love of this platform. And so if you are just getting started, affiliate can be awesome. Even if you're not just getting started, affiliate can be great if you haven't actually taken the time to find your affiliate link and to incorporate that in different places. If you're creating any type of content, this is really important. So I started, again, just with word of mouth. I do YouTube videos, again, not to get people on HighLevel, but to create great content that would be helpful to business owners. And through that, I also have gotten affiliate sales, even without having my affiliate link in a ton of the videos that I did for several years. So anyway, I could be much farther in that than I am now, but I'm super happy with that side of the business that takes me really no time. It's just a byproduct of what I do every day. So great option. Coaching is another one. So as I mentioned, I started a group coaching program in 2019. It was not about HighLevel. It was about setting up your funnels and your paid ad systems and launching your campaigns. But HighLevel ties into every single piece of that. And so that was a natural fit. Over the years, as I've become more well-known for being a HighLevel expert, people will come to me specifically for that. They have a business, they're using HighLevel within it. They really want to maximize the platform, either for their own business or to do affiliate or to sell SaaS or all of these different things. And so if you know this platform really well, coaching on it can be a great option. There are so many businesses out there who need help with this. So something else to consider. HighLevel setup services is another one. So again, if you are more technical or like the implementation piece, there is a huge group of business owners who want to use or already use HighLevel. The thought of them transferring from whatever they've been using before, if they've been using something before, that's a lot of work. And they also don't know the platform well enough to really set up that entire business ecosystem. So if this is something that you can do, it's an amazing high ticket offer. You can set up their entire business, or you can set up individual pieces, a funnel system for them, or certain automations that they need. Whatever it is that business is looking for, you can have offers and packages for that. And that's something that I really don't see enough people doing. Now, we've also got number 4, 5, and 6, and this is going to focus on more scalable information-based products. So number 4 is courses and training. Now, this does not have to be courses about HighLevel, okay? I have courses on HighLevel, I have courses on ads, I have courses on AI, I have courses on all these different things. But HighLevel is where all of these products exist. It's where everyone pays for these products. It's where everyone gets access to these products. It's where our support ticketing system exists. So all of these things are done through HighLevel regardless of the topic. One of my favorite ad strategies is the low ticket offer, something that is, ideally under $97, but I keep mine usually at $47. You can make them less, you can make them more, but this is an amazing way to get somebody to have a taste of what you can do. And then if you have additional offers on the back end, they're going to be really interested in them in a really solid percentage. And if you've got a good sales process and a good flow for that, you can make a ton of money using that strategy. So that is what I use and what I have used as my primary strategy for the last 3 years, maybe more. And HighLevel allows me to do that. I was able to get my first low ticket offer set up, get my first funnel launched and everything in really just a couple of hours. Now, you can also use it to host full courses and communities. They have got the communities option now that is a great self-contained ecosystem. So if you've ever wanted something that is not based on your time, you don't want to trade your time for money, these are amazing options. As a female, if you have kids especially, but even if you don't, this is something that can give you that freedom that you're really looking for. So we'll talk about some of that in a little bit more detail, but courses, communities, memberships, definitely amazing options. Then we also have consulting calls. So these are going to be, kind of like coaching without having a coaching program. People also want one-off consulting call sessions. I had somebody who bought a single consulting call for me for $1,000 a couple of weeks ago. And their primary thing that they wanted to focus on was, how do I get these automations to work in my HighLevel account? How do I properly set up voice AI and conversational AI? And can you help us with this? And I was able to do that with them live on the call, using AI to assist me in that process, and they were able to get exactly what they needed. So that solution was far more valuable than $1,000. They were able to do it in a 1-hour time frame. So time is money. If you can help people solve problems faster, they will pay you more and they'll be thrilled about it. And then if you can help them, they're more willing to come back and buy something else if you have it. You can also do audits. So a HighLevel audit is great. You can do fixes, and you can even do implementation planning sessions. If you have your own snapshots or you like to build in HighLevel, selling snapshots is also a really great option. Again, it's a digital product. You build it once and you sell it over and over and over again. And these can help people solve problems instantly. They also can lead into other higher ticket services. Then number 7 and 8, we're going to have agency services that are really run through HighLevel. This could be for existing agencies or people who want to start an agency. You really can have a self-contained agency set up directly through HighLevel. You can get all of the ads set up using their ads manager or something like UpHex. You can get all of the automations that you need for your clients so that this can be more of a hybrid mix. They're not paying for fully done for you. They're paying for the system and the ads that can be turned on or turned off. Or you can manage those ads for them, but do it in a way that's way faster, way easier, because you or your team don't have to set up a brand new account or a brand new set of ads for every client. You're going to have that snapshot and you're going to be able to push those into every new account. So it streamlines fulfillment significantly. HighLevel virtual assistant services. This is also another great option. You could either become a HighLevel specialized virtual assistant. Okay, as I mentioned, I have worked with over 700 small business owners and online business owners personally, and that is one of the biggest needs that they have. They need to learn it themselves. They need to understand how it works and get the foundation set up. But ultimately, they do not want to be the one that's making every change in the system every day. If they have a new automation that they need, they don't want to have to stop what they're doing to set this up. So if you have the ability to do that, you can either charge for this on an ongoing monthly basis. So we are your HighLevel virtual assistant team or individual, and anything you need throughout the month within limits, you would just set some boundaries on that, we're able to do for you so that you don't have to do it for yourself. And this can just be basic CRM management even. So great opportunities for that. You also can help people find qualified virtual assistants. So that goes more into kind of the recruitment side of things. If that's something you have an interest in, you can definitely do it. That's something that we offer just to our clients, virtual assistants that are already trained on HighLevel. And so it's been an awesome way to add additional value to our client base when we see it as such a great need. 10 and 11, number one, this is going to be selling your own products and services. You do not have to sell HighLevel or things focused on HighLevel for HighLevel to make you a ton of additional money. You simply incorporate it into the business you already have or the business that you want to start to keep your costs down, to increase efficiency, and to streamline everything. So you're saving time and you're getting better results. HighLevel works for every type of business. I literally have helped probably every niche, every industry at some point over the last 7 years use HighLevel in their business. And there are very, 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 very few circumstances that it does not apply or that it can't help. Even if somebody needs certain industry specific tools, it doesn't mean that they can't use HighLevel for everything else and hopefully get those platforms to talk to one another. Even if they can't, there are still ways to make it work. So having your business incorporated in here, this is one of the single best ways. That is really what's helped my own business. You know, my business isn't selling HighLevel. My business is built on HighLevel. It's powered by HighLevel, and it in turn has become a great way for other people to find me. And then you can also sell resources, integrations, apps on the marketplace. These are things that people are looking for more and more. They want shortcuts. So if that's something you have the interest or ability to do, there is a fast growing market for that. You've seen companies like Extendly and HL Pro Tools that are literally built on servicing the HighLevel community. If you have a solution that's tailored to the HighLevel user, you've already got a great market. You've already got a great base of potential clients. And if your solution is good, then people are going to love it and they're going to stay on it. So I spend a decent amount of money every single month just on additional tools and integrations for HighLevel so that it can be exactly what we need it to be and it can solve additional problems. Now, SaaS is definitely one of my favorite options, and it's missing from the slides. Okay, well, it's got its own slides. So that's fine. SaaS is number 9. I thought it was already in there. But SaaS is one of the single best ways to make money with HighLevel by far. It is extremely scalable. It is not the same workload as a traditional agency. I have had a traditional agency, and I can tell you with certainty that this is a far better model for most people, not just from the scalability standpoint, but from the time standpoint as well. You can build a really large SaaS business without a ton of team members. If you are a traditional agency, you have to consistently hire more and more people to support your clients. So as your client book grows, your profits and continue to shrink, but also you have more people to manage. And I don't know about you, but I have found over the last several years that managing people is my least favorite part of business as a whole. I do not enjoy it. It does not light me up. It doesn't get me excited. And I don't want a business that's dependent on that. I want to be able to grow free of having a really large team or high overhead. And that is what SaaS can do for you. I was not really interested in SaaS when it first came out. I didn't really know how this was going to apply to me or my business, but it has been a very easy offer to incorporate into what I already had. And I've also helped a ton of people who did not have a SaaS business transition or add on a SaaS line of revenue, essentially. Once you get it set up, your primary costs are just the cost of your HighLevel account and your customer acquisition cost. You can acquire customers for free. You don't even have to pay money to acquire them, at least not in the early stages. As you grow, you definitely want to do that. But it is all about customer lifetime value. So if you can get people to stay on the platform, you're actually going to make far more money from that offer than you will from a traditional agency model where most business owners stay less than 6 months and most stay less than 3 months for a ton of agencies. And so that constant cycle of getting new clients, losing clients, getting new clients, losing clients, it's a challenge. And that's why HighLevel created the SaaS offer in the first place, because it really does solve a big problem. Not even just that, if you have a traditional agency, you can still have a traditional agency. You're going to set your clients up with a HighLevel account anyway. Well, if you don't have SaaS, you're going to be paying for their text message costs, their phone costs, their email costs, any AI usage if you want to offer that to them. And so you actually have thinner margins if they are utilizing the system in a bigger way. The more leads that you get them, the more those costs are going to add up. And they're not a huge cost for any one business, but if you're taking that hit from every single business you work with, it's making your margin smaller. And because you're going to set them up with a HighLevel account anyway, it only makes sense that you would have something that they can continue to use after those services are no longer needed. So if you really get them incorporated into this SaaS account, if they are done with those media services or those recurring services, they still are going to be using this account because they've been using it. Their leads are here, their contacts are here, their automations are here. So now you have a way to greatly extend the customer lifetime value by offering SaaS. The way that HighLevel has set this up is really, truly incredible. I mean, I think it's a revolutionary idea that they had with this. I don't know any other platforms that offer this. And so it gives people the ability to actually start their own business, their own brand without needing to develop a product at all. And something that is amazing that will truly help people. And it also can be a great companion to your existing business. Now, for me personally, SaaS was something that started out as just a companion to my business. So as I mentioned, agency services, as well as coaching, mastermind, consulting services. All of my clients end up getting a HighLevel account. It's not required to work with me, but I love it and it's the best. And so I tell everybody about it and they end up getting signed up if they're not already signed up when they start working with me. Most of the small business owners I work with, they didn't really need their own HighLevel account. They just needed a sub account. So I work with agencies as well. And they definitely don't need to get on my SaaS. They need their own agency level account. So being able to include this as a benefit or a bonus in my program has been awesome. It's one less piece of software that my clients have to start using or start paying for if they're not already doing so. So we offer this as an added value in the coaching program. And then when they're no longer in the coaching program, they still are continuing to use the software. So again, great customer lifetime value extender. And it also makes it easier to manage internally because everybody is all under one sub account. So you can push updates to them a lot more easily. And it's a very great way to offer more value to the clients that you may be working with. Another example of SaaS as a great companion would be one of my clients has an HVAC business. That is the primary business. That is what we started working together on. As the program went on and they were getting amazing results for their own business, it was a natural fit to say, hey, I know a lot of other people in the HVAC space that have these same challenges. They need these same things. I've been able to figure it out. Why don't I just start offering this to other people in my industry? And that's what happened. I got a message not long ago, $32,000 in 1 week from these services, not the HVAC services. And there's so many additional stories like that. People who have these other businesses, they start using HighLevel within their existing business. They see the problems that it solves. They see the power and the benefit, and they know so many other people deal with this too. So now, instead of just having it for yourself and using it with your own products and services, they add on the SaaS model as an additional service offering. So now instead of being just B2C, you also have a B2B product. Or if you're already in B2B, now you have something higher ticket. Now you've got something lower ticket. It can be a great downsell if you've got higher ticket services. And if this is the only thing that makes sense for somebody financially, they're still getting tremendous value. SaaS is what I will be focusing on much, much more moving forward. So there's a lot of things that we'll talk about, but SaaS is the most freedom-based option outside of purely affiliate of any of these things that we've talked about. And I have huge plans for what our SaaS is going to look like. We are really kind of building out our own system for this SaaS offering. So I've already got SaaS, but this is going to be a new brand, a new SaaS that is really, really unique. And so you can customize this in so many ways. You can make it so perfectly tailored to whatever industry or niche you want to focus on. So it really is just an amazing option that HighLevel has given us. Just a quick snapshot of what SaaS earnings can look like. At 50 clients at a $297 a month price point, you are profiting $14,353 a month. So you're just taking out the SaaS agency account cost and everything else is profit. You pay them $497 a month for your account. Everything that you collect from customers is 100% yours. That's something that a lot of people don't fully understand it. They think that HighLevel is like taking a piece of every client that they sell, and that's not true. So it is amazing what you can do without a crazy number of SaaS clients. And the best thing is the compounding. So if you get 5 clients in month 1, you've got 5 clients. If you get 5 clients in month 2, you've got 10 clients, but those are going to continue to pay you month after month after month. So any new customers that you get moving forward, it's just adding on to the bigger picture. And because the churn is so low on this, it really does an amazing job of giving you customers for an extremely long time. So your profit margins are really good. Your customer lifetime value is really good. And I don't know a ton of women who are doing SaaS really well. I think it would be amazing to see women focus on this more because this is perfect for females, especially busy females who have families. Again, even if you don't have a family, guarantee you're still busy, you're still doing a lot of other stuff, and you still have other interests. And so this is a great way to accomplish that. I don't know a ton of females that are seeing this for the opportunity that it is. And I think the ladies should take over the SaaS space, truly. On top of that, the voice AI opportunity alone is massive. So there's so many business owners out there that have internal team members who are dealing with the phone calls. They're not trained salespeople in 99% of the cases. They're more of a receptionist. They're not trained on how to take that phone call and convert it into an appointment or into a sale. You also deal with people who start and 2 months later they quit, or they no-show, or they call in sick and then you don't have anybody to handle this. And that's real money that you're missing out on if there's nobody there to do it. And even worse, if you have to do it yourself to fill in that hole, you're wasting time on something that ultimately you don't have to do and someone else or something else should be doing it. I have used call centers as well. So I've tried all these things, the internal team members, call centers, and recruitment agencies to find setters. I've done all the things. And I also know a lot of people who've done all the things. And it's not easy, okay? Internal team members cost money. They're not always reliable. They're not going to be there 24/7. Call centers can be a good option because you can have them answering the phones during off hours, doing a 24/7 answering service. But same thing there. Most of those people are not actually salespeople. They are a call center. They're answering calls. They might be following a script, but a lot of times it's not personalized enough. It's not dynamic enough. And it comes across very robotic, which is funny because we're going to compare that to AI, which is robotic, but doesn't feel like it. So call centers are also not cheap at all. They could be just as expensive, if not more expensive than internal team members. And you still have problems. People don't do things the right way every time. Then you've got the recruitment agencies where you're going to pay them so you can get this team member, and then you're also going to pay the team member. And if that team member doesn't work, you've got to start it all over again. So it's something that not just myself, but every other business owner I know that has real lead gen and customer acquisition systems in place, this is something that they deal with. So that applies to just so many different people. Now, as I mentioned early on, the outbound phone calls are one of the most important things when it comes to getting the best ROI on your paid ads. If you expect that every single person who could be a client is going to go through the whole process on their own, you're going to miss out on at least 20% of additional customers. So simply by having outbound phone follow-up and having an inbound answering service as well to take those calls if they're calling back, or people who are just interested and they want to work with you, that is going to be a massive advantage. But most business owners don't have time to do that, or they do not have the staff and manpower to do that. So they don't do it. And then everything they're spending on advertising is not being fully utilized. It's not living up to its best potential because of it. And it's a challenge. Still one of the greatest challenges I see with anybody running paid ads. And then AI-based inbound and outbound phone services, they're here now. This is going to be the easiest thing to sell in 2025 by far. So inbound is something that every business needs. Some of them need it a lot more than others. Same thing with outbound. Not every business is going to need outbound, but some need it as their primary focus. For me personally, we never tell anybody to call us inbound. We still get inbound phone calls because we send out text messages. They'll call in from that number. We use voicemail drops. People will still call back from that voicemail drop. And we also call people on the phone that we're speaking with. And if those people call back, we want to make sure that those calls are always answered. But personally, outbound is the greatest need that I have when it comes to phone-based services. I have spent a lot of money on call centers and internal team members and recruitment agencies. And so when I realized that AI was to the point where it could do those outbound calls, I was thrilled. I was so excited that this was a problem I wasn't going to have to keep dealing with. Because even if you deal with it and you get a good team member, that team member's not going to stay there forever. And if your business grows and you need another one, then you've got to go through that cycle all over again. So I really, really, truly believe that this is such a huge opportunity, and being able to niche this down, this is the time, because this is not widely known throughout the business community yet. There's so many people who have no idea that this is an option. And even if they knew it was an option, they wouldn't know how to set it up and make it work. So I recently switched all of our inbound and outbound calls to AI-based phone services, and it has been a huge difference. I was previously using that call center, and again, the cost alone, I'm going to be saving thousands of dollars every month, which is massive. But not only that, it's booking way more appointments than it was before. I also didn't give the call center every lead that we had. I gave them the most valuable, most important paid ad campaign leads because I wanted to make sure that our ROI was fully being maximized. Now I have the opportunity to use this for every one of our leads, not just a segment of our leads. So overall, we're going to be getting so many additional appointments that are worth thousands and thousands of dollars by utilizing this service. The ability to train this pretty easily is massive. And now that we've got the ability to use custom fields and custom values in our prompts, huge deal. And that we can get those pushed over in snapshots. Amazing things that are coming and that are already here. And so when you get the opportunity to use their inbound and outbound voice AI, this is something you really need to dive into. I would spend the time that you need to learn how it works and identify the best market opportunities for you, whether that's within your own business like it is for me, or whether this is something that you're going to sell through SaaS with just this focus. You don't even need to offer all of the features, because this is a money maker, a money saver, a time saver. Those are the three things that business owners want when they're identifying products and services that they need. So there's very little downside. It sounds so real. The better script and prompting that you have, obviously, the more effective it's going to be. But if you have a niche, you spend the time it takes to get that one voice prompt really, really solid. And now you're using it over and over and over and over and over again, making money every time. And so that time that you spend initially is so well worth it. Now, Not super complex to set up. Obviously, anytime you do something new, it's going to be unknown and a little bit more challenging, but they have definitely made it as easy as they possibly can. HL Pro Tools, great option for support. That's who we use, and they've been amazing. So you don't even have to have your own support staff, and you don't have to know every single thing about the platform to sell this as a SaaS offering. Now, you can have your own internal support as well, but if that's something you're concerned about, HL Pro Tools is a great option, and you don't need to code. You don't need a ton of tech expertise to be able to do it. You just need to learn the system, how it works, how SaaS itself works, but then just focus on what is that SaaS offer that I want to sell. Is it just the voice AI services and the conversational AI, or do I want it to be a unique system designed for a specific industry, or a unique system that solves a specific problem that could apply to any industry? The options are truly endless. I have like 10 different SaaS ideas that I want to launch, but got to do one thing at a time. The one that I'm launching next is really what I think will be the best fit. So you just have to prioritize which opportunities are going to have the greatest value in the shortest amount of time so you can get that traction and get that momentum. So a couple of quick, easy steps. Choose your niche and target audience. Definitely recommend niching. Whether it's a solutions-based niche or an industry-specific niche, it's going to make it way easier to market and differentiate yourself. Get your SaaS account set up, pick your pricing and your packaging, decide to set up a snapshot for this solution or for this industry. Make sure you know how you plan on getting leads and sales, and then you can start selling. So it's a very fast model to set up. So now we're going to shift into how to use AI to grow your business. Whether you're selling high level or doing SaaS or whatever, how can you use it in your daily life to save that time, to have more time with the people you love and doing the things that you love so you are not a slave to your own business. Okay, these are some of my favorite AI-based tools. These are all things that I use, and definitely things that I really encourage you to take a look at if you have any need for these things. So the first one is just your basic AI chat platform. Now, I use ChatGPT really extensively. We've got the $200 a month plan because it's unlimited. My entire team uses our account, and creating these custom GPTs is a big part of the way that we train and onboard new team members and how those team members complete their daily activities. Okay, but I also love Claude and I love Grok as well. So different AI tools for different things. You don't have to have a paid subscription on all of these platforms, but the more you use it, the more you're going to want a paid subscription because you will run into limits of how much you can send and communicate every day. So I have multiple paid subscriptions on different AI tools and platforms so that I don't run into those limits, and it's never going to hold me back. So it ends up being so worth it. ChatGPT is awesome for a lot of things. Claude is great, and Grok is also great for technical things. Anything that's got a coding element to it or has a technological element to it, amazing. Analysis, things like that, great in those platforms. You could spend an hour in ChatGPT trying to do something and not getting the right result. And you could spend 5 seconds in Claude or Grok and do the same thing, the same prompt, and get exactly what you want. So don't waste time in one platform. If you're not getting exactly what you need, try a different one and see if that is going to be a much better fit. Obviously, HighLevel. They've got so many different AI-based tools that you can use, things to make your life easier, and also, as we just discussed, things that you can sell to other people as your own business. Magi is another one. This is for images, AI-generated images that are going to look like you. So this is based on a Flux LoRa model, and you can train it from your photos, and you can generate images whenever you want to, in any scenario at all. It's insane how good some of these are, and you would never be able to tell the difference. This can be amazing for organic social, for paid ad creative. It can be awesome to get thumbnails for YouTube videos, for images for your landing pages. So many different use cases. And there are things that you can do with this that you'd never be able to take that real image because you don't have the scene, you don't have the props or whatever that looks like for you. Midjourney is another great one. This is awesome for images. It's not going to be trained on you. So this is for other images that are not of yourself. Opus is a great one for taking and repurposing longer form video content so that you can get more content, whether it's for ad creative or organic, without having to spend as much time. So you could find some really great clips that would be amazing for your paid ads that you didn't have to spend a ton of time setting up because it identified the best clips for you from something you'd already created. So using AI to repurpose is amazing. I also love 11 Labs. I use 11 Labs and HeyGen together. So I've got a free training on YouTube that you can take a look at that shows you how to incorporate the two so that you get the HeyGen avatar, but you get your professional voice clone from 11 Labs. So it actually does sound like you. The voice that you'll get from HeyGen on its own, it doesn't sound like you exactly. It's close, but it sounds too robotic. If you tie in that 11 Labs voice, you can go bananas. Now, this can be for your video sales letters. This can be for organic content. This can be for paid advertising, creative, or YouTube videos even. It's amazing how good it can actually be. And then you don't have to spend your time doing that. You could have a virtual assistant take scripts that you've generated, put them into your avatar with your HeyGen and 11 Labs voice clone, and create real solid videos that you didn't have to spend any time putting together or editing. So amazing opportunities here. Definitely dive in and get creative. Canva's got a lot of awesome AI-based tools as well. We use Canva every single day. Descript is what we use for our video editing. You can edit from a transcript, which is huge. You can search and find things from transcripts, which is really huge if you need it. And you can edit that video by just deleting a sentence or deleting a paragraph. So it's a huge time saver, but they've also got a lot of other AI features. They've got eye contact correction tools. Just a good use case of this is one of my team members is going through the last couple of months of our coaching calls and mastermind calls, because I've had some amazing customer testimonials that have happened on those calls. And so I said, I want you to search through these calls in Descript using the phrases, "that's amazing," or "congratulations," because I find myself when somebody's sharing a big win, I'll say like, "that's amazing," or "congratulations." And so instead of me having to look and remember every timestamp of every call that would have occurred in, they can search through all of our videos, which are already in Descript, using those phrases, find exactly what we need, cut out that exact portion of the video in minutes. So really, really amazing tool. It's got a lot of stuff in it, but if you take the time to learn some of the basic features, it's really very, very beneficial. And then if you're doing anything like slide decks, Beautiful AI is an awesome tool. Gamma is another one. It's very similar. So this is for slide deck creation. And you can put together your low ticket offer, your course, your coaching program demo, your SaaS demo, or actually courses and content that you're going to sell as is. So fun little fact, I am about to launch our new program called Online Profits AI. And we did the entire course, which is pretty extensive, using AI entirely. So I still generated every single script. I made sure every single script was exactly what I wanted to say, exactly what I would recommend. And so those are from me. I did a lot of document uploading, a lot of generation, a lot of editing on those to make sure they were just right, because I wanted the content to not be generic. I wanted this to really be what was coming from me. But writing all of those scripts without AI would have taken me an insane amount of time. And putting those videos together would have taken me an insane amount of time. So we used our AI tools that we just covered for the script generation. We'll also go into some of those pieces in the next section so you can understand how to get better outputs. But we did all the slide decks with Beautiful AI. We did all of the voiceovers with 11 Labs with my professional voice clone. And putting those videos together was so easy for my video editor that we got this entire program done really, really fast. And so it's going to be launching soon. And everybody who's watching today, I'm going to give you guys a 30-day free trial. So it's going to be a monthly membership style program. But just for being here, I'm going to give you 30 days free. I would love your feedback on it. We've definitely put a lot of focus on this, and I'm really excited because I think it's exactly what people need, but I'll show you how to get that at the end. Now, how to use AI to prevent burnout. Burnout is very common, not just in female entrepreneurs, but in entrepreneurs in general. We get so excited and so passionate about what we're doing. Sometimes we don't want to do anything else, but ultimately we do need time for ourselves and for self-care. And especially when you are focused on growing your business in the early stages, there's so much that needs to be done, and it's very easy to just get totally wiped out. So one thing to really note here, I personally believe that female entrepreneurs have an advantage, not just in AI, but in marketing as a whole. But interestingly enough, it's a very male-dominated industry. But women by nature tend to have more emotional intelligence and connect on a personal level sometimes a little bit easier. I think that women also have amazing creative skills, creative writing skills, creative concepts. Women have the ability to kind of dig deeper into their avatar a lot of the time. Now, that's not a blanket statement. There are amazing male marketers out there, but I find that females are not represented in the way that I know that they could be, simply because they are not seeing their own skills and strengths for what they are and claiming them and saying, I'm gonna build a multi-million-dollar business or a $50 million business or a $100 million business and making that possible using these skills. So do not overlook that in yourself. That's what I want to say. Make sure that you know that you do have inside of you so much of what you need, not just to work with AI, although the better questions you're asking, the better you're analyzing the responses and asking for follow-ups, the more information you're providing, the better your outputs will be. And so if you use those skills in your AI usage, you are going to really get amazing results. So as I mentioned before, custom GPTs are something that we use for every area of my business, every single area. This has been something that I really don't know how we could live without at this point. Granted, I went many years without it, so I know we could do it, but it's had too much of a positive impact. I hope we never have to experience life without it. So we'll talk a little bit about what they are, how they can save you so much time. I'll give you some examples. I'll show you some prompts that you can use to set these up. So a custom GPT is really a custom AI chat that you have trained to do a specific thing, to give you specific types of outputs, and to pull from specific types of information so that the information you're getting is not generic. It's very specific, and you don't have to train that chat every single time you start it. It's already going to have this information. So every new chat you start is already starting with the context and the background information that it needs to be successful. So that in and of itself will save you time. You can make these for anything that you want. So the one you're looking at right now is an example of what's called the Allie Bloyd Media Master Coaching Bot. This is essentially me and my approach to marketing and business in a chatbot. The information that it gives is so similar to what I would give almost all of the time. Now, AI does make mistakes, so you never just want to take something from AI and say, this is it, there's no changes that need to be made, I'm going to use this as is, but it's an awesome starting point. It's also trained on all of our program materials. So where to find things in our portal, what specific videos would be best for somebody's unique question or situation. And so this has saved me a ton of time by encouraging all of my students to use it as much as they can. These are questions that they would typically ask me. Now, they're still getting the information I want them to get. So it's not like hey, you're not worth spending the time to answer that question. I want to answer anybody's questions, but I'm not available 24/7. That is not the same for a custom GPT. They can use it any hour of the day, as many times as they want, to really make progress outside of our calls and the Facebook group and the pre-call questionnaire and all of those things. So making a bot focused on you, your approach, your knowledge base is huge. Then we have specific GPTs for different things. So this one is for video sales letters. This is trained on my video sales letter frameworks and formats. It's got examples of successful video sales letters that are uploaded in it. So when somebody is going through this process, it's able to get specific information that I've trained it to ask for before it produces that specific video sales letter. But then it's going to give them everything they need so that the final 10% they can do. They can edit that. They can personalize it even more. So big time saver if you're creating videos, your video scripting. This is my offer bot. People really struggle with offers a lot of the time, and your offers are the bedrock, the cornerstone of your entire marketing success and really business success. If you don't have offers people want, nobody's going to buy and you're not going to make money. So this is great to help people go through what offers are going to be the best. It's trained on my offer creation workbook. It's trained on transcripts of multiple presentations that I've done on different types of offers, selecting the right offer, pros and cons and things to consider. So these are just a few of the dozens of custom GPTs that we use. But here are some other examples. A client support GPT. So we have a customer success manager, and they have their own custom GPT. This has all of our policies, all of our procedures. It has examples of different types of questions that clients may be asking and how to resolve those things so that when I am bringing somebody new on or training someone, I can guarantee that if they don't know the answer, they've got a resource to go to that will give them almost the exact answer every time. And if they're not sure, they'll ask, and that's great. But it's been a massive time saver. I also have one for my executive assistant that's been trained on over 1,000 questions about me, my family, my personal life, anything they would need to know to book a flight. So we also have a specific travel booking bot. I do a decent amount of traveling, and the flight selections, the airlines I like to use, what type of seats I like, when to use Amex travel versus non-Amex travel. Do I like to use points for my plane tickets or not? All of these different things, including the times of the day that we like flights to depart and to arrive, and the airports that we use. So much stuff. You can also use this for content. So I've got social media content bots. We've got video ads bots, short form video bots. Create your own content GPT so that you are able to get awesome social content very fast. That's something too many entrepreneurs spend too much time on. And even when they're not spending time on it, they're thinking about, oh, I should have been doing this or I should post this, and it's still on their mind. Ad copy GPT, coaching program, or whatever offers you have, having something that really outlines everything. Sales script and sales analysis. You can have cold email GPTs that generates really personalized, dynamic, cold email outreach messages and responses. So the options are endless, totally endless. And it really needs to be based on where are you struggling the most right now? What is taking up the most time? If you have new team members coming on board, that is one of the best things you can do is set up a custom GPT for each position. It will really revolutionize the way that you interact with your team, truly. Now, how do you actually train these? Well, you want to have a couple of different things. Number one, SOPs or standard operating procedures. If you have those already for this position or this thing that you're training it on, you want to upload those. Background information. What is relevant to this specific topic? Any brand voice or marketing related documentation. If this is going to be producing any marketing content, the more we have, the better, so that you're not spending more time editing or tweaking than you have to. Are there any scripts or processes that relate to this thing? And what if you don't have any of that? Okay, so if you do have those things, just go ahead and get those together before you start setting these up. It'll make that process a lot faster. Label them so you know this is for sales, this is for marketing, this is for an executive assistant, or whatever that looks like. But if you don't have it, you can use AI to get it. Type in a chat. This is just a regular chat in Claude, ChatGPT, or Grok, and you can say, I want to create a custom GPT for this thing. I need SOPs, documentation, resources to upload into the knowledge base. What questions do you have for me so that you can put this information together? You don't even have to ask it to ask you questions. It'll put the info together. The question will be, is it accurate to exactly what you need? So let it tell you what questions it has on this topic for you and your business. give it the information, and then have it generate all of the documentation that you need for that thing. Now, just like anything else, the quality of the input will impact the quality of the output. So if you don't know anything about these subjects, if you're trying to create an expert ad copy bot, but you don't have any examples of effective ad copy, you don't know good ad copy frameworks or anything like that, you're still going to get something, but will it truly be at the level you want or perform at the highest level? Maybe not. So the quality of that information matters. Whatever you get, make sure that you go through and edit that to make it as strong as you can, as accurate as you can for your business and your specific needs. But this is truly a game changer. Now, you're going to have to put in instructions for this custom GPT. This is essentially the master prompt for it. The instruction format that you can use looks a little bit like this. You are my specialized assistant for this function. Your purpose is to help me with this. Your knowledge and expertise comes from the knowledge base, and I have uploaded XYZ to help with XYZ. Always pull from your knowledge base when answering questions or generating content, and then add examples in there as much as you can of what types of things people would ask and which documents they would want to pull from. When responding, you should always maintain my brand voice, which is XYZ. Follow these specific guidelines, ask clarifying questions, structure your response like this, provide actionable recommendations. You should not do X, Y, and Z. And here are some example interactions. So this is a good generic framework that you can use. It's going to look different for every position or every function that you are setting up. But if you can try and structure your prompt like this, it's going to help a lot. Now, I also encourage people to use what I call brain dump prompts. Now, a brain dump prompt is really just a vomit of all relevant information and background. The more context AI has in anything you're doing, the better job it's going to be able to do. Most people say, hey, can you create 30 days of social media content for my XYZ business? And we focus on this. Now, again, you're still going to get something, but is it really going to be the best thing that you can get? Maybe not, and most likely not. So getting all of this context is critical. Now, the fastest way to get this context for AI is to do a brain dump prompt or a video. So we'll talk about the video in a second. A brain dump prompt would look a little bit like this. I encourage you to use it on your phone so you can use the audio option and you can just talk and free flow. But you can also type it in. So I want to create content about XYZ for my audience. Here's everything I know about this topic. So if you're an expert in any given field, you have specific things that you know, specific ways of doing things that you like to do and things that you don't like to do, that you encourage or that you discourage people from doing as it relates to whatever your subject matter is. Just talk about every single thing that you know that comes to your mind. Don't give yourself a time limit. Just talk until you can't think of anything else. Once you do that, you're going to let it know, based on this information, create blah, 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 blah. Okay. So taking that brain dump prompt and saving it in a document that you can upload to your custom GPT after you get it is crucial. We don't want things that can only be used once. We want to take things and make them reusable in a lot of formats so you never have to do that same brain dump prompt again. You've already got it for social media content. You might have to do 10 others for 10 other custom GPTs at some point, but you don't have to do this one again. And if it changes at any point, you update the document and re-upload, and now it's trained on that as well. And then giving it those specific guidelines on here's exactly what we want this content to be for. We don't want it to be just engagement. We want it to be a mix of sales and engagement, or we just want it to be sales focused and no interaction or engagement based. So the next thing that you can do is record a video. I strongly recommend this. You can just turn the camera on. It doesn't matter what you look like. Just wherever you are, doesn't matter. You're not using the actual video. And just start talking from the beginning of your life or the beginning of what you would call your story all the way through where you are right now. This is the best way to get your origin story. Most businesses have not created their origin story. They may not even know what their origin story is or what their core stories are. So you're going to have anywhere between 3 and 5 core stories in your business. That information is relevant to everything your business does, not just social media marketing or paid advertising. This should go into lots of different places. But it's a lot to type out if you want it to be very thorough and detailed. So the best thing that you can do is to just turn on the camera and say, I'm going to tell you my story. Here's how it starts. Here are the things that I did. Here are the challenges I encountered. Here are the solutions that I identified. This is the decision that got me from this place to the next place. This is what I learned. This is what I want to encourage others to do as a result of that. Just talk as much as you can. So I have 4 primary videos that I've done this with. My original intent was not for this purpose, but as soon as I started using AI, I was like, oh my gosh, these videos have all the context in my stories that I need to get storytelling based copy, because that's how I like to communicate, is through stories and examples. And that's what was missing from everything I was getting from my AI content. So I've got one that's my origin story as a whole. I've got one that talks about my transition from agency to coaching and the way that I've grown my coaching business to multi-million-dollar per year. I've got one that talks about my family buying a farm and like what we're doing here on the farm and what prompted that decision. I've got another one that talks about what I'm doing now, the new SaaS offer that I'm launching, the Online Profits AI program, why I'm doing that, what the process has been, and all of those things. So those transcripts, after I'm done, so we put them into Descript, it gives us a transcript right away. We put those into documents, and those documents are uploaded in any of the GPTs that we need to make sure that it's actually tying in our personal story or stories into that content, which is going to make it way more effective. Now, once you've got your custom GPTs, you are going to use those GPTs for marketing and sales. You might use them for team management, project management, fulfillment, all of those things that I've mentioned. But marketing and sales is the backbone of your business. If you don't have marketing, you're not going to have leads and prospects. If you don't have leads and prospects, you're not going to have sales. And even worse, if you do have leads and prospects, but you're not converting any of them into sales. So this is crucial. This is usually what I focus on in my presentations is paid acquisition or marketing and lead generation, and then the sales component. How do we get those people to convert? Because it's not enough to just generate those leads. We want them to be customers. So what are the ways that you can do that? Well, number one, you need to have the right offer. I've already talked about how important that is. You also need great ad copy or marketing copy. We also need creatives that get people's attention and connect with them. We need funnels or a place to capture that contact info. We need to be able to optimize and make adjustments without it taking all of our time. So I do have a training entirely on this, how to build ad campaigns in full from start to finish using AI. So if you're interested in that topic in particular, definitely check that out. It is free for a limited time. And also you get a free entry into the Tesla giveaway just for watching it. But we'll kind of cover a couple of the different prompts that you can use, but that one goes far deeper on the specific topic. So if you need an offer, give me a list of gated content, loss leader, and product preview offers for insert business that wants to insert your goal. Because the truth is, your offers should be focused around your goals, not just what you think people might like. You want this to be something that helps you get where you want to go, whether it's a monetary goal or a time goal. Maybe it's a mixture. Be specific about what you are hoping to achieve so you can get the right offer recommendations. If you don't know what your lead gen strategy should be for that offer, you can say, I want to use, so we already got our offer ideas. I want to use this offer as my primary lead generation offer. Please give me an effective funnel strategy that would work well for this type of offer. Explain the types of funnels, the types of steps that funnel would need to have, and a breakdown of what should be included. So now we've got our offer. We've got an idea of what our lead gen strategy should be. Now, give me a step-by-step breakdown of what this funnel should look like, listing out every page of the funnel, the elements that would be included on each page, and in what order they should be arranged for the best possible results. Be as detailed as you can. So now we're getting our game plan in place to implement that specific funnel. Now, If you don't want to build your funnel from scratch, that's okay. You can use snapshots, which is just an account copy, or you can use Funnel AI in HighLevel to create a funnel design really quickly. It may not follow exactly what you are looking for, but you can arrange it and edit it very, very quickly. If you haven't tried using Funnel AI before, this is just a couple of screenshots of how simple it is. You start with a new funnel, you say Funnel AI, then you give it the name of the business and the industry. You tell it a couple of preferences and it's going to put that together for you. Then you can use ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, or even HighLevel's Content AI to insert the copy, but I'd strongly recommend using that custom GPT that you hopefully will be creating. Then we could use something like Magi to get our images for the funnel, but also for our ad creatives. So this is an image that is from Magi. That's not me. Looks very, very close to what I look like. So they're not always going to be 100% perfect, but I have used entirely AI generated ad creatives on my last campaign, and they're all crushing it. They're getting amazing click-throughs. They're converting really, really well. So get creative with it. Have a little bit of fun with it. Now, if you want some video ads, we have something we call level 1 videos. These are about audience building, engagement, and awareness. And you can have it write 10 video topics or video scripts that are less than 60 seconds. They're going to educate people on and this is an example for like a massage therapist, root causes of stress, ways to deal with it, symptoms of stress, how stress impacts the body, any other interesting content that would signal that the viewer is stressed and could benefit from massage. So structure this prompt, inserting your key topics that you would want to discuss, and their watching that video needs to signal that they can benefit from what you do. And then you're going to take those specific topics and initial scripts, and you're going to make it even better. Please write complete scripts, making the first 5 seconds a compelling hook, diving straight into the content, which should be written out word for word. They should be no more than 60 seconds, made for Facebook and Instagram, with a soft call to action at the end. So now we've got exactly what we need for our video scripts. You can take those videos and record them in Descript, or you can take them and record all of them at once and then use Opus to cut them all up for you. So now you've got all 20 different videos from that one longer form video that you did really, really quickly. Now, if we want to promote our offer, we want ads that generate leads or sales. Please give me 2 pieces of direct response ad copy for Facebook and Instagram, and 2 pieces of retargeting ad copy for the same platforms, right from the perspective of this, in the voice of that, in the style of that, and then use these specific parameters in this format. So being as detailed as you can will always give you the best results. Now, after you've set up those campaigns, or if you want to set up those campaigns, I've tried several different AI-based campaign managers. I don't really like them, to be honest. They don't work for the way that I like to do ads and teach people to do ads. But Meta does have a lot of AI-based or machine learning features called Advantage Plus. So Advantage Plus Audiences, Advantage Plus Creative, Advantage Plus Copy. So you can test those out, but just make sure that you understand the outcomes you're looking for and you understand the campaign structure and setup. And don't expect AI to do it all for you, because you can end up, making a lot of costly mistakes. But HighLevel's Ad Manager is another great one that you can set up your ads directly in HighLevel, and it's just one more thing all under one roof. Now, we mentioned leads are crucial, prospects are crucial, but if you can't convert them into sales, it's not going to do much for your business. Well, number 1, voice AI, conversational AI for booking calls or really making sales, depending on what it is you're selling. If done right, these can be massive and really maximize the value of every single lead that you generate for yourself or your clients. We also want to make sure that we've got nurture workflows in place to help us close those sales, because people will not buy when we want them to buy. They buy when they're ready. And if we expect everyone to be ready the second they show interest, we're missing out on a lot of potential sales. So ongoing nurture, ongoing email marketing is so important. You can also use it for sales call analysis. I do this all the time. If my team is like, hey, I had this person I was talking to, they were a perfect fit, and I really feel like I just dropped the ball, or I did not help them see that this was the right option for them. What can I do better next time? I take the transcript, I upload it into our sales GPT that's trained on our exact script format, that's trained on all of our products and services and everything. And it gives us word for word, here's what the prospect said and what you said. This is what would have been more appropriate. This is where you can do better next time. This lead was qualified. They were closable. And here's where we messed up. Or this lead was not a right fit and you should not have presented that offer. Things like that. So it's amazingly helpful to help you or your team get better at sales. You can use it to create cold email campaigns, and you can use it to improve campaign or funnel performance. Take a screenshot of your stats, upload it into Claude, ChatGPT, or Grok, and say, here are my funnel stats. Based on the stats, where would you recommend that I optimize? Then take screenshots of your exact funnel pages. Here's my funnel. What would you do to optimize this based on those stats? You can do the same thing with your ad campaigns. Now, the challenge is AI, at least on ad campaigns, it may not always know the metrics and the benchmarks that you're looking to hit, to be honest. It may not know what your KPIs are. So the more information you give it on your KPIs, the better job it's going to do. But it can definitely help to demystify a lot of the data that people often struggle with. So using screenshots and asking AI to help you is an amazing way to do it. You can also use HighLevel's workflow AI. If you are just getting started, or maybe you aren't just getting started, but you feel like workflows are confusing to you, this makes it so much easier. You tell it what workflow you're trying to create. It's going to give you the steps of the workflow, and then you can just click the plus button on the right-hand side to add those steps into your workflow. It is so much simpler than it used to be, and you can use these for your own business or for your clients to get so much more done that maybe you haven't had time to do before, or you didn't feel like you knew how to do. So here's an example of a workflow AI prompt. I need to create a workflow that does this, should be triggered by this. I want to make sure that every contact is updated, the pipeline's updated, tags, notes are updated, the appropriate people are notified. I want them to be removed from any workflows that are no longer relevant to them. And you can also say things like, I want this to span for 2 weeks, and I want there to be a day between each step or each message. So the more specific you are about what you want, the better job it's going to do. Even if you're not as specific, you'll still get a good starting point that you can work from. And then if you don't know what to put in your emails or your text messages, you can use a prompt like this to update the copy in that workflow. Highly engaging email and SMS workflow for people who opted in for insert offer, but they have not taken the next step. I want it to be a mix of emails, text messages, videos, voice notes, etc., spans across 2 weeks. I want these follow-ups to be in that same voice, that same format, and same perspective as our ad copy, so everything is cohesive. So this is a really great one to get better copy. And if you already have your brand voice and those core stories and all of these things that we've talked about earlier, this is going to be really, really solid when you get it. Now, you can put it all together. So decide, what is the best monetization path for me as my primary business, or maybe as an add-on to my business? What AI tools are going to help you support that chosen path? What is it going to do for you in terms of time saving? If you have a need, taking too much time, something you don't feel naturally great at, something that you struggle with, those are the first things to start with, because everything else, you want to do the things you are best at, and you want AI to handle the things that are slowing you down or tripping you up. And then automating your marketing and sales processes as soon as you can, so that you can get that predictable stream of new leads, new clients, new customers, without having to hustle for it every day, without having to post 100 pieces of social content every day, without having to hit people up in the DMs all the time. You'll have people coming to you and being sold through a process, and there is nothing more valuable in a business than that one thing. You just need to know how to do this for you personally. And once you have it set up, that real world data is the best thing to understand what you need to do, improve, or optimize next. If you spend too much time trying to get everything perfect before you launch it, you're missing out on the best thing, which is how do real people engage with this? How do real people go through this sequence of steps, find out where they're getting stuck or what's not converting, and then update those specific things so that you really can create that predictable marketing machine. And then create your custom GPTs for additional time saving. Decide if SaaS is a good option for you. If so, you can use everything that we've talked about in this presentation today. And that is going to be an amazing way for you to build a business that you love that also provides you the time and the freedom that you really want. So, funny story, last year at Level Up, I actually won a Tesla Series 3 from HL Pro Tools, but I decided to give it away. I already mentioned we've got a farm, I've got 2 young kids. A sedan was just not a good fit for us. We need a truck for the farm, we need an SUV to have enough room. And so I wasn't gonna be able to get rid of one of those vehicles. And so it just didn't seem right to keep it when it wasn't something I truly needed. So I am doing a giveaway for this right now. There's a couple of different ways that you can enter to win if you're interested. You can sign up for HighLevel if you're not already on HighLevel. This is going to get you 2 entries into the giveaway. If you decide to upgrade to or get on the SaaS plan, you get 5 entries. You also could buy a ticket to Get Elevated Live, which is my 2-day in-person event that's coming up at the end of the month. Really excited about that. So you get 10 bonus entries if you decide to join me there. You can also upgrade to AI employee or ads manager. And then you can also just watch that webinar that I mentioned towards the beginning of the training on AI advertising, and you're automatically entered if you watch that webinar. So a lot of different ways that you can get involved and things that you can do for free to have a chance to win this Tesla. And also for the next 15 people, if you decide to get on the SaaS plan, you're going to get a free ticket to Get Elevated Live. So you'll get 2 days in person for free. If you can't make it to this next one, we'll have another one later in the year that you can attend. And I'm also going to do a group SaaS setup call for those first 15 people to jumpstart their SaaS success. And so those are the ways that you guys can get entered into this. As I mentioned though, everybody who's watching this training is going to get 30 days of Online Profits AI for free. And this is where you can go to sign up for that. So it's not fully launched at the time of this recording, but it will be in just a couple of short weeks. So you guys will get access to that for free. And you're also going to get some free bonus trainings from me on advertising just for watching this training. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want to connect with me, my website's alliebloyd.com. My podcast is called Marketing Inc. If you want to get those bonus entries or enter into the Tesla giveaway, if you are not on HighLevel yet, you definitely need to be. That's the link that you can use right there. And I've got a lot of free trainings on HighLevel, on advertising, on marketing in general, and automation on my YouTube channel that you can check out. So I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much, Allie, for all of the amazing insight you just dropped. Everybody, don't go anywhere quite yet. We will have a quick commercial break, but before you leave, go ahead and type your insights into the chat, write them down. Don't forget it. We're going to have a quick commercial break, so grab some water and we will see you in a bit where we will get kicked off again with Miss Karen Hite.
I'm just so excited that I got my certification now.
Thank you so much for putting this program together. What a game changer it is.
You guys started putting in some work to make sure that we can not only support our business, but we can help other businesses support themselves.
I learned a lot very rapidly, and it's definitely going to help us continue to grow exponentially.
It opened my eyes to some of the new features that also, since there's always so many things coming out, gave me new ideas on how I could use them.
Wanted to stand out from the crowd and say, like, here, I really know what I'm doing.
I feel a lot more confident that I can just go in and basically build out anything in the system.
If you're considering getting certified for Go High Level, my advice is to just go for it. The certification offered directly through Go High Level validates your experience with the platform, differentiating you from the so-called gurus who haven't put in the work.
I'd say get started today. Honestly, there's no better time to start.
This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life.
And it's been an awesome experience. I've got to meet a lot of great connections.
You have all these agency owners, you have all these users of HighLevel who are just killing it in the space. The speakers, the exhibitors,
Every single person here is here to mastermind with you.
The company's great, the networking is great, everything's been top tier.
It's such an incredible community, and we're just so grateful that we get to be a part of it.
Let's go! Woo!
Yay! Oh my goodness. Okay, I think that was an amazing talk by Allie Bloyd. Thank you so much, Allie, for everything. Next to the stage is the absolutely amazing and incredible Karen Hite. I've also worked with Karen for quite a few years, and if you don't know Karen yet, I am so stoked for you to see her speak. Karen is a 3-time Inc. 5000 marketing agency owner dedicated to helping U.S. agencies improve their operations while also helping create jobs in Latin America. Her passion for business growth and efficiency has made a massive impact on countless agencies, empowering them to grow and succeed. Get ready to learn from another industry leader who knows absolutely how to build and optimize thriving businesses. Please help me welcome Karen Hite.
Hey everybody, I'm super excited to be here today to talk about a topic that can completely transform the way you run your agency and how you work with clients. Today I want to dive into the CRM roadmap, how to implement HighLevel with clarity and confidence. And if you've ever felt overwhelmed by all the features inside HighLevel, or maybe struggled to get clients to actually use it, then this session is hopefully for you. By the end of this, you'll have a clear roadmap to implement HighLevel effectively for both your business and your clients. So you can drive results and build recurring revenue through a SaaS model. Okay, with that, let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And here we go. Okay, awesome. Now, let's start with the reality of digital marketing agencies. If you're running a PPC, SEO, or social media campaigns for clients, you know that the results take time. It's just part of it, right? And if clients don't see an immediate impact, normally, we have experienced this quite a bit, they get impatient and end up canceling, right? Does that sound familiar for anybody? Okay, well, here's the problem. Many agencies focus only on marketing services when they're creating this offer that they're promoting, and they actually end up ignoring the fact that businesses don't just need leads. They need a way to follow up, nurture, and close those leads efficiently, right? So does that sound like that's follow up, nurture, and close, right? And here's where HighLevel comes in. The opportunity that we have here, so that's the problem, right? The opportunity that we have in here is that HighLevel isn't just a CRM. It can actually be a retention tool for your agency. And I love when people use it that way in the digital marketing space. When you help clients implement automation, follow-ups, and pipeline management, they become dependent in your system, right? And that's exactly what we want to see happening. Now, let's talk a little bit about the psychology. Let's talk about the psychology of the CRM adoption. Now, before we dive into this roadmap that I want to share with you guys to make it super clear and easy for you guys to leverage HighLevel, let's talk about why some businesses stick with CRMs while others end up abandoning it, or maybe they don't use it as much, right? And here's the key. Clients don't buy software, they buy solutions. We cannot repeat that enough in any of the virtuals that we do about HighLevel. They do not care. They could care less about the features that we have. And I know we get super excited because when you learn about HighLevel and after you have been using some of their tools, it's kind of like, wow, this tool can do all of these things. I need to talk about this, right? I need to talk about all of this amazing stuff that we can do here. And we can get a little technical, a little geeky, which I love. But what our clients really care about is making more sales and saving time, right? Like problems like those are the ones that they want to hear how we can provide solutions. The faster they can see results, the more likely they're going to keep using the CRM. They're going to go into it, right? So think of the CRM adoption like kind of like forming a habit. If your clients log into HighLevel every single day, if we make that a habit, it becomes part of the routine, right? And if they don't, then we know that eventually they will cancel. So as an agency, your job, my job, our job is to make sure that HighLevel is an essential part of their business operations of their day-to-day. Now, before I go into helping you establish this clarity of what are the phases, what is this roadmap that we need to create for ourselves and for our clients, I would love to share a little bit about my experience and why maybe you should listen to a few of the things that I'm saying, if not the whole presentation, right? My name is Karen Hite, and I'm from Nicaragua, actually located in Central America, originally from there. I'm a mom and a business owner. My husband and I, actually, he's in that picture, JC Hite, started our digital marketing agency 7 years ago, and together we own about 6 companies. Our digital marketing agency has made it to the Inc. 5000 list 3 years in a row, last year being the last one. And we have a total of over 100 teammates in the US and Latin America. I love creating jobs. That's our big passion and mission, especially how can we create jobs in Latin America that creates opportunities for people. I'm personally a systems and operations fanatic. I just love it. And we actually exited another agency where I had the pleasure of transitioning them from HubSpot to Salesforce. It was an amazing experience. I enjoyed so much of that. I then went into actually doing Salesforce implementation for businesses all over the US, including some well-known franchises that you might know. And I actually got to see what businesses actually need when it comes to CRM implementation and user adoption. I then found HighLevel, which completely changed the way I look at system implementation, because I saw the opportunity for agencies to leverage this tool for their internal growth and their clients' growth. And it was just an amazing path, right? At one point, actually, of my career, I actually implemented HighLevel for over, I want to say over or close to at least 100 agency owners, and got to support this strategies that these agency owners were implementing and growing their agencies through this platform. Today, I am blessed to support $1 million agencies through our educational branch, focus on our events like the Commitment Summit and our Mastermind Committed Mastermind. Now, with that said, we talked about leaving today with clarity and how to retain our clients and improve our relationships using HighLevel. And this is something that I want to make sure that happens. I want to create this stickiness in a simple way. So for the rest of the time we have left, I want you to not only hear what I'm saying, but let's have this moment, or let's use this time as an opportunity to spark ideas, to see what our businesses are doing today. How can we improve, and how can we serve really our clients in the best way possible, right? Somebody said to me earlier that a problem is not a problem if we have a solution, right? And we do have a solution. It's right here. If you're struggling to retain clients today, we have a solution. So let's talk first about how to successfully implement HighLevel for your clients using my 3-phase roadmap. So this 3-phase roadmap is something that I've done with any of the CRMs that I've implemented in the past. And it's 3 easy things. The first one is foundation, second one is optimization, and then scaling. And I'm going to walk you through the 3 of these phases, right? The first phase is the foundation. Here, the goal is to deliver a quick win to show immediate value. A lot of the times I see a lot of us focusing on how can we get through this like very complex automations, very complex things that we need probably the client's help to like even be able to deliver, instead of focusing on what are the quick wins we can show today with this tool that helps them feel more at ease about the decision they made about signing up right with us. So here we have 3 options. And by the way, in this 3 foundation, or in this 3 phases that I'm going to share with you guys, I'm highlighting features that would help us accomplish these phases. But keep in mind that you are more than welcome to like add more features, change them up to what you feel comfortable today. But I just want you to like see it. And again, let's let this presentation spark some ideas on what could be possible. So the first one is set up a lead capture. This is what, when we're talking about forms, website chat, booking calendars, what are some things that they can see, our clients can see, we can start using HighLevel today, and we can hook them into the tool, right? The second here is to automate instant follow-up, so SMS, emails, and the third one, to organize contacts into pipelines for easy tracking. Now, this phase is about keeping it simple, as I mentioned earlier, but just enough to help them see progress fast, right? Something to keep in mind here is that in this phase, one could very well take a couple of weeks, when it comes to client communication and expectations and getting information back, so you can actually leverage to make these automations happen. And, it makes no sense to start running ads to your client if they don't even have a well-structured pipeline. And I think I see this more often than not, when it comes to the digital marketing space, we're too focused on sharing with them all this amazing things. And normally our expertise, right, comes to Facebook ads, PPC, SEO, maybe not so much when it comes to like automations, or we leave that as like, it kind of like it's expected. You would be surprised the number of businesses and agencies even, it's very funny, and agencies that do not have these processes, right? So it makes no sense to start running ads to your client if they don't have a well-structured pipeline. Here's where this like quick wins can really help us establish some ideal items, because honestly, we don't know what would happen to the lead. Let's say that we do get them a lead on day one, on week one, or whatever, you know, like how quick you're promising the results, or how quickly you're getting the results. What happens to that lead? They're going to forget about it if they don't have a great management tool opportunity. So the follow-up automation here is key as well, because, you know, it helps your clients work less. And this is a huge selling point, by the way, when it comes to setting up this foundation. And this alone could provide a quick win in the first 2 weeks at minimum for the relationship of your client while you're setting up everything else for them, right? So this foundation is super one in this phase one. Super important start in this phase one. Now, phase two, optimization. So our goal here is to increase engagement so our clients use our CRM daily. So there's three things that I see that could be very helpful. Number one, set up email and SMS nurturing sequence to warm up leads. Number two, you can add a Google review automation for a better reputation. And number three, implement a call tracking and missed call text back for better client response. Now here's where we're getting into the next level when it comes to automations, right? The previous automations were more about instant follow-ups. Here's where we're getting to help them build their brand through this nurturing campaigns. Brand, again, it's more, when you're building your brand, it's much more than just your logo, your website, how it looks. It's really about the experience that we're getting our clients. So I think also our clients often forget that in marketing, the ad, the website, all of these things are really just components of this holistic marketing approach that we should be having as agencies. The way that we send out appointment reminders, how we nurture them after they got the lead, a lead magnet, for example, if that's something that you're doing from your website, or even our content and socials. All of these are pushing prospects closer and closer to the finish line. So we want to be very intentional, strategic about them. This second phase should be normally, I think, in the 2 weeks after the foundation. So by the end of the first month, all of this could be accomplished. And just think about the interactions that you're having with your clients. These are positive interactions that are going to lead to some great opportunities when it comes to building those relationships that we know are so crucial in the first 30 to 60, 90 days with a client. Now, imagine going into that 30-day call, that 30-day meeting with a client to present these updates. And then you talk about your PPC and your SEO. It just feels much better, right? Okay, let's go to the phase three, which is scaling. Here, the goal is to make the CRM and then the spend as well part of the business. So we need to make sure that they feel like it's just our core of our business. Now, there are three things that I think could be really cool to maybe do them all, maybe do them or plan them out. I think that this is where we have to know what the client needs and who's our client, right? We could implement advanced AI. So we have our AI employee. That would be so awesome to take advantage of that, or any multi-channel automations that we can create. The second one is the membership and course platforms for recurring revenue. We often forget that through our CRM, through HighLevel, we can help our clients create additional revenue for their business. If today they're a successful business owner in whatever industry, they could teach others how to do that. And sometimes they wait until they have to retire to think about that. Well, if we could do that simultaneous, like that's a great opportunity. And then you become a partner in their growth, right? And number three, team collaboration and workflow automation for sales efficiency. If the clients reach phase three, I truly believe that they are locked in with the CRM, because once you start using all these tools and you really leverage these features, but advantages that I'm providing in here, I truly think that they can get to the next level. Now, I think that, they're not going to want to leave because, the whole business is in HighLevel. And that's kind of like what we want. That's the stickiness that is so simple to get there, but there's some steps to do, right? So this phase, I honestly think that this phase could take between 3 weeks to even 9 weeks thinking about some of the content needed from the client, especially if you're thinking about a membership course or something like that. This is something you can kind of like tier up to and work your way into this phase and create some even more steps into it. The innovation you'll be bringing by implementing voice AI, text AI, all the stuff that HighLevel it's leading the way into, getting them to use this is truly where you become the authority, right? So let's talk about the stickiness for a little bit. How do we keep clients getting engaged in the long term? So there's a few things in here, and I want to share. There's, I think, 5 points that I normally talk about when it comes to this, keeping the clients engaged and having them for a long term, right? So the first one is quick wins first. This is where we're keeping, like, our clients need to see instant ROI or they will give up. And I think that's key with anything, right? But if we're offering SEO, PPC, any of the normal digital marketing services, leveraging this tool allows us to have these quick wins. Number 2 is make it a habit, as I mentioned. We're just recapping a little bit here. We want to automate daily reports, lead alerts, follow-ups, anything that can help them make it a habit to go and check in the tool and to get them excited about, hey, go to this report, make this the beginning of your day so you know where your company is at. Number 3 here is integrate with the business model. Here's where we want to customize those workflows to fit their needs. I think sometimes when we're talking, we have such a powerful tool when it comes to creating snapshots. If you have picked your agents, your industry, you can actually create snapshots that will serve for everybody, right? The more we can customize those workflows to work for them, then it's going to help them realize that you're building this business together. Number 4 here is ongoing value. Keep optimizing, adding features, showing new possibilities. And if there's something that's clear is that HighLevel is not stopping in their growth, in creating more and more features, and obviously innovating in the system. So the more you're learning about this and bringing this knowledge back to your clients, that's why they're paying you the big bucks, right? To like help you grow. Number 5, the lock-in effect. The more you use it, the more they use the tool, the harder it's going to be to switch CRMs. And that is something, if you have ever implemented CRMs, if you have ever done any automations for other people, the more that they use it, the harder it is to think about even implementing other systems, right? So when HighLevel becomes this critical part of a business, canceling feels like, kind of like ripping an engine out of a car. I think it's just not an option, right? You cannot continue going after that. And I know I mentioned right here. Now, all right, so let's talk a little bit about after we have this clarity of what we need to implement. I think it's very important. It's a question that I get asked all the time when it comes to HighLevel and how to use systems, especially how to monetize the CRM, building recurring revenue. So how do you turn this into a profitable revenue stream? That's the number 1 question I often get. And there's like 4 options that I have identified that would allow you to do that. And I want to walk you through this 4 sort of like options that we have in here, right? So if you allow me, let's go and talk about number 1, option 1. You can sell HighLevel as a SaaS subscription. So what happens here? You can charge monthly. You can do a monthly fee for a CRM access and support. You can do tier pricing models for different levels of automation. That's something like that we have seen in the packages for HighLevel. You can mimic that. This is where many start using the 97, 197, and 297 package, right? That HighLevel recommends. My recommendation here is that you focus on automations that will make a huge impact, but that they are not going to take you a bunch of your time, right? If they can be somewhat automated processes, even better, especially if you're starting with some of the lower packages, because what we want to try is to create those quick wins, right? The goal here is to help you get to the 2nd and 3rd phase, as we were talking about the phases with the CRM implementation, through upselling them, right? Or maybe creating a path where, hey, for the first X amount of time, we're going to do this and it's going to be this much. And then we're going to sort of like tier up in our pricing. There are also so many great options when it comes to support for your clients as a white label opportunity. So please don't feel that you're alone in any of this, because I know it can be a little bit, it can feel a little bit crazy, right? When you have so many opportunities, like, okay, do I have to hire somebody for this? There's certifications that HighLevel is doing for your teams that can really help you take to the next level. And by the way, let me know if you need any recommendations. I'm always an open book, and I always try to help as much as I can. Now, let's talk about option 2. So the option 2 is bundling CRM with your services. So we are at Hite Digital. We are a digital marketing agency. We offer full scope of digital marketing services like PPC, SEO. We can bundle our CRM, our SaaS play, our CRM in this case, with this. So you can include HighLevel in your marketing packages. Clients now paying for marketing, they're now going to be paying for marketing plus automation. So it's a higher retention. They're not thinking that you're just a digital marketing agency, which more and more you're going to find out that we're getting closer to like that just a digital marketing agency being very important for you to be able to differentiate yourself. So like this is a great opportunity to start getting into that path. And this is actually something we love at Hite because it's more about a retention opportunity. You can work through the phases I mentioned above and earlier, right, as a retention strategy while you're getting results through the other services. Now let's talk about number 3. Option 3, here's a charge. You can charge for setup and onboarding. So you can offer, for example, a paid onboarding package for new clients, or you can sell a done-for-you automation package. This is if you want to keep it outside of your digital marketing services. You want that to be the core, but you want this to be kind of like additional revenue for you. And this is a great opportunity for someone that it's an automations king or queen, right? If you're one of those, if you really thrive, I love automations. I think they're the best. So if you really thrive in that, here's where you can really take advantage of your skill set. And here you're focusing more on a long tail game with a low recurring offer, but you charge for a combination of like kind of like phase 1 and phase 2 for that onboarding and setup, right? And number 4, which is my last one, which is honestly, it could be a combination. So like the white label, you can white label HighLevel as your own SaaS brand. So you can market it under your agency's name for a little bit more of an exclusive feel. And there's a question I get asked a lot. Hey, do you say that it's HighLevel? You say it's HighLevel. I often say that, hey, I never want to lie, right? And I never want to feel that when my clients feel that I have more ownership and control of some of the things that I do. And so I often say that, hey, we're taking the power of HighLevel and adding our experience of X amount of years in implementing actual automations that help your industry. And so that's why niching down, leveraging the SaaS play is such a powerful tool in combination. So last but not least, you can do that. You can always go full blown and to your own SaaS brand, which honestly could be applied to any of the above options that I mentioned here, but it just depends on what you want to do, right? So let's talk a little bit about actionable takeaways, a little recap. Let's recap the key takeaways so you can start implementing HighLevel the right way. Step 1, I'm gonna make sure, okay, we're gonna just share them all here. Okay, step 1, identify where your clients are in the CRM roadmap. I think that's super important because you're going to find clients as an agency. You're going to find clients all over the place. Some of them might have had that experience of owning another business and they know how important a CRM is. So they might not even, they might already have a lot of this done. So it's more of a conversation of like transitioning them to a tool, more about cost efficiencies. Those are options that you can have for them, right? It's really important to understand what your clients are at. Not just focus on like what is the branding opportunities, but like, hey, how do you take care of those leads today? If I were to send you 10 leads today, how do you take care of that? How do you know how to follow up, who to call first, etc., right? And so like that will help you to have a better understanding of the type of business that you're working with, and honestly educate you and educate them in how to have a better partnership relationship with a marketing agency. Now, the step 2 here that you see is focus on quick wins in the first 30 days. I think we cannot repeat that enough because honestly, it's the thing that's going to help you in that retention of the CRM. And if you're doing a SaaS play, it's 100% important. Step 3 is to position HighLevel as an essential business solution, not just a tool. I mentioned that through some of this innovation, things that you can do, this is where the strategic brains that we have as digital marketers, right? Like where we're focusing heavily on bringing all this innovation that we see on a daily basis and bringing it to our clients is so important. And it really depends on how we position this. Step 4 is to package it into a recurrent revenue offer, because I will tell you, I know a lot of people like to offer their SaaS as part of the pie, and it does serve well as a retention, right? So like, just focus on how can we make the stickiness, we can leverage the stickiness of the CRM, or also we can leverage the recurrent revenue that we can do with it. And 5, last but not least, keep improving and optimizing so your clients never outgrow the system. I don't think that that's ever possible with HighLevel, but it really depends on who's leading the boat, right? And if you are their guide, it's so important that you're their Sherpa in the mountain, right? It's so important for you to be aware of all the opportunities that you can give your clients through these automations. And who knows, how do you continue to increase the efficiencies that you can get for them, the results that you can get for them, not only from the digital marketing efforts that you have, but also from the tool. Now, wait, there's more, right? Like, we're talking about that all the time. I wanted to create something for you guys that will help you along the way. And so hopefully through what I've shared today, there's a lot of opportunities for how can I implement this? How can I create this? But I didn't want to leave you just with those ideas. I actually created a little downloadable, high-level functional document guide that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to have it attached to this lesson so that we can leverage it. It's a step-by-step into like, how do you get a client to be onboarded? What are things more from a project management standpoint that will help you and your team? If there's anything I can do to help you in this journey, to start implementing one new automation, right? To start implementing HighLevel as part of your agency success, please let me know. I would love to support you. And just remember, HighLevel isn't just a CRM, it's a business transformation tool. It can really help you get those gains in your business that you so need. So when you implement it right, it not only helps your clients grow, it also helps you build predictable revenue for your agency, which is what we all want. So thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to see what you come up with in your HighLevel implementation. Hopefully this session gave you some clarity of what to do next. And let's make HighLevel work for us and get us the big gains that we can get in our agencies and for our clients. Thank you so much for this time.
Wow, that was amazing. As usual, Karen and Allie absolutely crushed it today. Thank you so much for joining in for our very first day of the Next Level Women in Software Conference. Don't forget, we have 4 more days of amazing, incredible content that we are so excited to share with all of you. So if you haven't yet, sign up for a HighLevel free trial. We've got a special offer for you down below. But if you're already signed up to HighLevel, no worries. More content is coming your way. We are beyond excited to continue this amazing week of Next Level Women in Software. Again, my name is Kelsey. I'm from the HighLevel team. We are super excited to have you here, and thank you so much for joining us on day 1 of Next Level Women in Software. See you tomorrow.